Hi everyone, it's Russell speaking, and in this tutorial we'll look at improving the saturation or improving the match between the saturation of the foreground image and the background image. Now, saturation is a term that refers to the intensity of the color, and if we look at the background image we can see the color of the green especially is very intense. It really pops, but also the blue is pretty intense as well. Before we get on to that, let's quickly finish off the last tutorial by changing this to luminosity. And let's change the blend mode to luminosity as well, just to make sure it just affects that luminosity channel. We'll create a new adjustment layer, and hue saturation is the one that we're after. Let's call that just saturation, and make sure that that one is also set just to saturation. Now, as I said, and actually we should clip this to just this layer, which is to do with the Cybertruck. So if you remember, it's the icon up here. And now it's just affecting this layer immediately below. It's clipped just to the layer below, not the base layer as well, not the background. Actually, we should probably change this to background as well. Right, so onto that layer, make sure we're on the color pixels part of it rather than just the layer mask. And the saturation. So saturation sliders here. If we click and drag that to the right, you can see if I take it right to the extreme, the colors really punch out. It looks very disco. And all the way to the left, -100, and you can see that the Cybertruck's actually just black and white. It's removed all color intensity altogether. So let's just go a little bit extra, and you can see when we're looking at the blues on the hood or bonnet of the Cybertruck, you can see that it's beginning to pick up much more of the blue from the sky. That's probably a little bit intense. That blue's a bit punchier than that one. So let's just drag it down so that by eye they roughly match. Maybe a little, just a touch less. Right, so now this intensity of the blue here is matching this intensity of the blue. We're getting a bit of a blowout with the sort of this reddy yellow sort of portion here from the original image. So we can actually, instead of just choosing the master, we can go into the, which controls all of the colors, we can go into just the yellows and maybe drop the intensity of those yellows just a little bit until they start to become maybe even a touch greenish. And we're going to improve this a little bit later when we look at the colors, but that's not bad for how it sits now. So that's how to adjust the saturation. In the next video, we'll look at adjusting, making the colors actually fit a little better between this image and this image. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.